Welcome back, Watchmen. Season 10, huh? Come a long way since November. Wow, can't believe I've been doing this that long. Alright, let's analyze. The season begins in an atmosphere defined by the quiet rattling of steel as the banners are raised and supply lines are secured in preparation for war. Pre-market opened its eyes after the weekend slumber, with the price oscillating between 67 and 68 cents during the shadowy hours of the morn. With the chime of the opening bell, the gates opened at 67 cents, triggering what would soon be revealed as a bear trap, with the price falling to the day's low of 66 cents. A recovery began shortly after, initiating a choppy ascent as the scouts tested the upward slopes. By mid-morning, the first major assault on the 70-cent territory occurred, resulting in defeat. Price retreated to find a steadfast floor at 69 cents. A second attempt to breach the 70-cent boundary failed before the midday meal, forcing a return to the 69-cent support. The chart remained flat throughout the afternoon lull until momentum finally returned late in the session, shattering the local resistance. Price accelerated towards the day's high of 71 cents before a final rejection sparked a slow fade into the close. The session ended firmly at 70 cents. The morning brought news from the throne as Lord Bradley released word of upcoming coin listings. The Dream Bowl and Josh Gibson coins are being moved into position for exchange, signaling the monetization of the kingdom's assets. The march is slow and the terrain is rough, but we must hold this ground at 70 cents until the cavalry arrives. Now, let's move to the window and view the battlefield. Alright, we'll start on the daily, as usual. Alright, got us a nice little green candle here today. Again, we were stopped at the 50-day MA, but this is not, we weren't really rejected by it. We actually closed right on it, and even after hours, we stayed pretty much right up on it. So it's not, this is not a very giant green candle, but it is bullish. This is a bullish move here. Let's look at some, we'll move, got a high up here, we come down to a low. This is not a high because this one is higher, so we'll move over here, and then we come down to this low. And where are we going to go from here? Hopefully we can break this level. Hopefully we can come up here somewhere. 80 cents would be nice. You know, it might take us a couple days, we might be the end of the week, but 80 cents is the goal. Alright, now we can go ahead and dive a little deeper to look at this this zone here. This is actually on a 15-minute. We'll look at that in a second. But let's see. First we'll look at this double bottom that formed right here. We got 66 cents on Thursday's close and 66 cents right here at the open today. Nice little double bottom. Nice W shape right here. Like I said, 80 cents is the next goal. It's going to be a pretty big move from here. I don't expect it to happen tomorrow, but I mean it could. But it's just I'm looking at that for the goal for the week. See how we closed right here on this 50-day. It didn't kick us out. It stopped us, but it didn't kick us back down. So that's strong. Even with the low volume today, we had some pretty good moves. And moving up on low volume doesn't necessarily mean that the buyers were strong. It just means that nobody was selling. So I mean, we were pretty much shaking out all of the weak hands, and as long as we can keep, as the company can keep momentum with execution, then we should be able to see some upward movement from here. Alright, let's go ahead and dive a little deeper to the 15, and we can see this zone that formed right here. This little bear trap formed a zone that climbed up here. Let me set this zoom. Okay, so this is what we're looking at. I don't want to see it fall to here, but if it does, this should be a pretty strong support. If it does fall down here, I doubt we'll break back below 66 cents again. You know, unless some kind of black swan event happens. But yeah, this is If it does start to fall, we can probably go ahead and count on this if you want to grab a day trade and catch the move up. I just, like I said, minus a black swan event, I don't think we're going to fall back this far. We might fall a little bit, it might get us another little bear trap back down to 69 where we found our floor today, but I really doubt we'll come down here. Alright, let's go ahead and dive just a little bit deeper and honor the candle of the day. I'm going to pick one that most of you probably would disagree with, but it's my show. So let's go ahead, we're going to honor this guy up here. Little tiny candle at the top. Reached the day's high, 71 cents. Oh, right under 71 cents. Kudos to you, man. You guys broke this 70-cent defense, came up here and got us a new little high. So, congratulations. You're a winner in my eyes. Let's go ahead and back out just a little bit and do our forecast. Alright, so I'm thinking, like I said, we'll probably see a little drop. Pre-market is probably going to be flat, mostly flat. But then we'll see a little drop, probably back down to the 69-cent floor, and come back up here, maybe do a little bit of fighting over 71, but then retest it and get us a new little high. But we have a, if you look at the rest of the closes, we have a bad habit of fading into the close. We probably won't get too much action tomorrow. It's only a Tuesday anyway, so I mean, minus some stellar PR, probably get us a 71-cent close, something like this. We'll see. Alright, now we can move to the foreign lands and view our other tickers. I don't have any new ones today, but we do have, I still have my eyes on 3 that we've been looking at already. We'll start with Side of Space. These guys are just, they just don't want to pull back. Let's go ahead and look at the daily first. We have this whole move from down here up here with there's no pullback. You see these 2 red candles, but it doesn't count because there is no high here. This is not a high because this candle is higher. So this move is straight up here to this. That's our high. So they gotta have a real pullback soon, sometime soon. And this is a strong zone, and this is what I'm counting on right here. This is gonna be my entry. This is, let me get rid of that. We can zoom in on the hourly and look at that a little close up. Now it's a small zone, it's not very big. And my entry, my stop is set pretty tight, 20 cents. But I have it set here. I'm gonna enter at 345, stop at 325. I have 4 profit targets on this one. 380, 420, 460, and 495. So we'll see if these guys can come back from space tomorrow and drop a little bit and get closer to the entry. Then we can move to SafeX. These guys are still flying too. They let me back out to the daily on this one. This is the same way. We still haven't had a pullback coming from their low. This one candle right here doesn't really count as a pullback on the daily because it's just one candle. It just keeps getting higher highs and higher highs. We're going to look at this, and you see it started to, we got a big wick to the upside. That means that the momentum started falling down during the day. Let's zoom back in on the hourly and look at that. Alright, so we can see that today was mostly downwards action. And so I have, this zone was already tested, so I'm not going to trust it with a trade. But these 2 zones right here next to each other are pretty strong, and that's where I'm putting my entry and my stop. It's going to be at 64 cents and then stop at 50 cents. With this is going to be a 4.5 to 1 ratio. I think the other one was 7.5 to 1. But I have profit targets set at 83.5 cents and $1.06 and $1.26. So we're going to see how this turns out. Hoping to see some downwards action now. It could very well hit the zone and fly up some more, but I'm not going to trust it because it's already been tested. So, I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't lose if I don't take a trade. We'll see. Alright, now the last one is our most recent ticker, Fuse. We got a pretty decent pullback today. It already almost touched my entry once, and then went blasted through to make a new high, but it wasn't big enough to. It didn't warrant taking a trade on it. But now that we have this high and the new profit target at 225, we got a 3-to-1 R to R, which is this is satisfactory. I can take that. I'm putting my entry at 155 and my stop at 131, with profit targets at 177, 201, and 225. So we'll see how those go. Alright, with that we can move to look at the ledger. Alright, so as you can see here, I changed these out for colors, so the colors were actually bothering me. So I just have a O for ordered, C for closed. I'll put an A for active when one of these trades hits. But we got, these are my 3 that I have orders for. You see, this one will cost me $8.28 to risk $49. But so if this one hits first, then I won't be able to afford these other ones. I'll have to shut these down. But if these 2 hit, it'll be the same. I won't be able to afford this one. So it's really all depends on which ones hit first. Finally in the red a little bit on my account. It's not too bad though. $17 down after 3 weeks of trading. It's not bad at all. Some people could be at zero. You gotta have that discipline. You gotta have that risk management. You gotta follow up and keep an eye on your money. You can't just throw it all on a whim. You really gotta have that discipline. It's not an option. But we can let's keep track of everything and keep our heads up. We've got some things coming here in the near future. Let's go ahead and close out the day. I will remind everyone to smash the like button and ring that closing bell. Subscribe to the channel. You can follow along with the Foreign Lands tickers and follow along with the DVLT price action, and we will hopefully meet each other on the moon one day. And until then, until the end of all things, the Night Watch stands forever.